Hi, friends. Well, like many of your families, my family just got over COVID, whatever iteration this is.
Omicron.
Yes. So I guess this is 3.0. So the question then is certainly, are we in for what we've experienced in March of 2020 and then late last year? And so what I'd like to do before I ask you a question is put up a chart here that shows what you'll see is 3 distinct spikes in COVID cases. And if you'll notice, we've got the little the mountain there in 2020, and then within the last 12 months we've got another bump, and then we've got an astronomical spike. It looks akin to Mount Everest on this chart. And so certainly we're in for catastrophe. We need to head for the hills, batten down the hatchets. It's go time.
You would think.
You would think. Tell me what to think then.
Well, what's really interesting when you look at, again, we use a term called normalizing. Mm-hmm. And humans have this condition of what I just experienced is the normal or the new normal. But when you think about the original COVID was a breakout of a new thing, brand new, hit the world, shut it down, and came up with a pretty quick shot in the arm.
Yep.
That had about a 95% effective rate.
Yep.
Then you had Delta. Delta swept through pretty quick. I had Delta. Mm-hmm. Delta was the one that got my family. But one of the things you notice on the chart is the bell curve. Early signs, well, from your angle, early signs, peak cases, and then in those first 2 pieces, it almost went down the exact same way it came up. You might show them the chart again. And so the second time with Delta, a little higher chart, but down quicker.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Omicron looks like Mount Everest. I think it looks like that real tall building in Dubai. That thing goes straight up.
Oh,
guess what's going to happen? It's already happened. It's coming straight back down. And so this last blip, and now you even have Fauci, left-leaning, very liberal media saying it's over. We're done. Done with COVID, done with Omicron, let's move on.
Well, and quite frankly, this is something, even in conversations with your wife, who's a 30-plus year medical professional, and some of the other conversations, we've been saying this was always going to be the outcome.
Yes.
Is herd immunity, is mutation of the virus, and that's why when the market was down 35% on the Dow in 30 days, we were pounding the table saying the underlying economics don't support the apocalypse. And so South Africa, which is another chart, I think, just to point to what you're saying, and we'll put that up here, you'll notice the exact spikes you're talking about, where it shoots up and then it falls down.
Yes.
So what should investors expect from COVID impact in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, right now in South Africa, the hospitals are empty.
What?
Yes. Omicron is over, gone, and they're back open for business. And I was just down in Mexico, and in Mexico they're wearing masks, but
Sure.
They're talking about it. They even use the word influenza. They talk influenza right down more than Omicron.
Interesting.
So what we believe going forward is the good news is you're starting to have all the people who were scaring us to death start talking about normalizing or the new normal. That word's popping up in the media. So I would say when you look at the market activity recently, we had Omicron come out of the blue.
Yep.
And they literally said it was going to be the worst or it was going to be bad, and here we are. Let's just not name it next time. Let's just call it COVID flu. Because imagine if every year when the flu came around, they said, Alpha Tau has outbroke in Hong Kong, and here it comes, and it's coming, and it's killed. And they do a death count of the flu every year.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of people die from the flu. So we really have to, it's horrible, people are dying. But with or without COVID, people are dying. That's what we live and we die.
Yeah.
And so the markets are being whipsawed by some of these emotions. And the good news is the rise was rapid and the fall will equally be rapid.
Yeah. So our belief is Big COVID 3.0 is a no-go, and you'll see very muted impacts with COVID and Starbucks profits. People are still getting the McMuffins at McDonald's. I just drove by the other day. People are still consuming. Companies are still
I was on a
profiting.
plane. They ran out of room in the overhead compartment coming to Myrtle Beach, completely full. People are traveling. People are wanting to move on with their life, and they're consuming.
So this will not be a front and center issue this year on volatility, market-driven impact. Thanks for watching. See you next time.